Hello everyone and welcome back to Local Liberty. This is Brian and Shane. We are continuing the College Chat series and our question of the day is, we're in Shane's American Government class.
I remember the class, Brian. American Government at QVCC.
Our question of the day is, how restrictive should our voting laws be? To me, I think this is a fairly easy question to answer, though I know my question will take me absolutely nowhere, is I think there should only be one restriction on voting laws, and people should only be able to vote on things that they actually have a moral claim on. And that would pretty much eliminate every single election we hold today. In other words, I don't think... to use a local example, in our town, I don't think my neighbors in Windham should be able to vote on whether or not I am going to be forced to pay for increased police presence. Just like my neighbors couldn't, they couldn't come to my house and say, hey, I want to hire some security, I need $50, and demand that I give them $50. I don't think they should be able to say, I want there to be more police in my town, and I want everybody to pay for it. So that's really my one restriction on voting, is you should only be able to vote for something that is within your domain, so to speak. Go ahead, Shane.
Brian, I'm taking this from a completely different viewpoint. I'm already accepting the system that we have as is, because you're in a whole another world that you're right, it's not getting us anywhere. So let me talk about voting. I discourage people to vote. I can't stand those get out the vote campaigns. I never support them. When people ask me, should I vote? I say, no, don't vote. I myself do vote. I disdain most people voting because I ask them questions about issues. They don't know anything about it. I said, why'd you vote for this person? I don't know. I was campaigning for a friend of mine, Doug Leary, and I was handing out flyers. And at one point, I met somebody, and I was telling him about, oh, Doug's running for third registrar of voters. The current system is a fraud. The Democrats and Republicans, they automatically get their seat. Their seat is guaranteed. Doesn't matter if they get any votes or not. They will get their seat in the town. How is that fair? Doug's already the one doing most of the work in the office. Let's just get him in there. Let's just actually have a more fair system that's more representative. The person was like, yeah, that's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. How could someone be in there that doesn't even get voted in? Every point I made, he agreed on. And at the end, it's like, so can I count your vote? Oh, no, I vote straight line Democrat. What? What conversation did we just have? Right? So my opinion of the average voter is not very high. My opinion of the average person's understanding of politics is not very high. It doesn't make them bad people. Just like my opinion of the average person's ability to understand particle physics, revolutionary biology, or art history isn't very high. Right? These are complicated subjects. You have to learn about them. Blah, blah, blah. And me as a voter that tries to be informed, I like that when less people vote because my vote matters more. So I don't want people to vote. On the other hand, here's my other hand. So how restrictive should voting laws be? Not restrictive at all. As open as possible. Because those same people that don't know much about politics or don't know much about issues and that are voting, well, some of those same people are the ones that are going to decide who can and can't vote. And they're going to use that to maintain their positions of power. Look at Jim Crow laws in the South. A lot of people stayed in power because they get blacks from voting. Because they knew, oh, as soon as they get the chance to vote, I won't be able to maintain my power anymore. So as much as it pains me, I think they should be as least restrictive as possible because I don't see who has the right to come up with the criteria for who can vote. Maybe my opinion of what an informed voter is not the opinion of somebody else. So for fairness' sake, we just let as many people vote as possible. We should have same-day registration, internet voting. You should be able to vote ahead of time, all that stuff. But Brian and I, we're talking about different worlds here.
Well,
but
we are talking about we're talking about the same world, and I guess you're taking from the standpoint of how best to deal with the system we have,
right,
and how to get the best results out of the system we have, and that's fine. That's a good discussion to have. My angle is I want to get people thinking about or questioning in their mind, is the system we have right? Is the system we have at its core a good thing? And that's why I want to just get the thought in people's heads. If you can't go to your neighbor's house and take food off their table, or if you can't go to them and just and take the jewels on the wife's nightstand, that would be considered a clear case of theft. Why should you be allowed to vote to force them to pay for something that you may want but they don't? How is that at its core different from stealing from them? That's what the question that I want people to ask. So
I understand where you're coming from, Brian, but as I talked about many times before, there's a system you live in and there's a system that you want to achieve. So,
and either conversation is valid, and I guess it's sort of to me, I look at it from the angle of, do we want to treat the symptoms, which sometimes symptoms need to be treated, or do we want to cure diseases? And the wavelength that I'm more comfortable putting my energy into is cures rather than treating symptoms. And sometimes, you know, if you want to go with the medical analogy, sometimes it's really crucial to control the symptoms in order to begin the healing process. But if we don't know or start thinking about what a cure is, then we're never actually going to get a cure. We're just going to keep going in circles. So that's all I have on this one. Shane, anything from you?
That's all I got.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Local Liberty, put it in quotes, and localliberty.org is our website. Thanks for listening, and take care.